because, yeah, we met, and I think you're an incredible musician, and I kind of wanted more people to know about you because I don't think people know enough about all these different artists that are kind of floating around, and I didn't know about you. So this is why I think it's important that we share your story with everyone. So please tell everybody a little bit about yourself. And of course, there's the whole band that you're with.
Yeah.
You can talk about that. And then your solo career as well.
Sure.
Please.
Well, it's really great to be on, and thank you very much. And it was interesting. What people don't know, if you're watching right now, we had a few struggles getting this all put together, and that's kind of what's happening now, eh? Like in this whole COVID lockdown thing, man. You know, all these performances we're doing, and I've learned so much about iPhones and apps. It's crazy. But anyways, I mean, I come from a lot of years of being a musician. I started when I was really, really, really young. My first concert that I ever played, I started as a drummer. I was like 13 years old. And I played in front of a lot of people that very first performance. I was with some older guys. And I just got the bug, and I've been at it pretty much ever since. And I've always been a songwriter. And I did a lot of touring and all that fun stuff that we do, as we learn our craft. But I was always a songwriter, and it was something that, it's through the 90s and that sort of time, we went through all those phases of rock and roll, and I had a partner with me that stuck with me, a good friend of mine, still my best friend, and we wrote a ton of songs and went down the highway, and I did a lot of things together. And then I left Vancouver, and I came to Calgary with my wife and my two girls, and our two girls. And I had to get serious about things. I left music for quite a while because I had to have a career and be a daddy and help raise two daughters and have a house and all those things. And so I did that. And then once the girls got older, they left, and even before then, I started to kind of get back into music again, and really watched my music change quite considerably from being the real rocker, heavy guy to more of a storyteller, because of course life had happened. A lot of things. Yeah, I could tell a lot of stories at that point of things I'd been through and that sort of thing. So I mean, that just kind of progressed. I went through a couple different phases, recorded a couple albums, and was still really struggling to find my voice as a songwriter and as having a sound, so to speak. And I'll be really honest, and I fly this flag as often as I can. I joined a group in Calgary called the Calgary Songsmiths, and I'm a champion for that group. That we're a membership, and it doesn't cost anything to join. But we are a membership that's one of the biggest songwriting groups or collectives really in North America, certainly in Canada. And what the Songsmiths did was really kind of introduced me into a new way of writing and new lessons in writing. And I could talk for hours on that. But it was like going to school once a month for songwriting. And then you're also with like-minded people that are also trying to find their voice or do whatever. So I really ended up finding my sound and what I wanted to convey in the songwriting way. And I've been really lucky to work with the same drummer, same bandmate, Mr. Kurt Rock, for the better part of almost 3 years now. We've recorded singles that have gone radio and done that, and he's just been through it all with me. And that is the extent of the band. Then we just hire other musicians when we do a festival or when we do something like that. That's the band portion of it. Then so it's pretty much Kurt and I, and then whoever we bring in.
Okay.
And then the solo part is me going out and doing coffee houses and breweries and house parties and things like that. That's kind of how that set works.
Yeah. So you just go, when you're going solo, you just bring your guitar with you and you just plug it in an amp and then you just play.
Yeah, it depends on what we're doing. If it's a bigger one, it's a little tiny PA system, and I sit there and do my dog and pony show in the corner and yell out for tips and try to make a few bucks, and then or it's even more intimate than that. We played a where I played, but my wife was with me, and actually one of my daughters was in Arizona, and it wasn't for, we weren't making any money that night. But we did it as a private party in a really neat gift shop kind of place. So lots of candles and really, really neat. And that was just me and my guitar, no nothing. So the crowd was really, really close and sat right in front of me. And I was able to tell what each song was about and have a very intimate night. And I love those. I like big crowds and the big stage and all my amps and all that kind of stuff and being really loud. But I really like that intimate stuff too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I was going to ask you, what's your favorite? Do you prefer like a big crowd or do you prefer a little crowd? But that's really neat. I do. I like the small, intimate little crowds and getting to know them just a little bit more and just kind of sharing that little moment together. And it's just like surreal and just so special and just like, just take it all in and be like, wow, this is great. What kind of touring have you guys done in the past? Did you do touring just as a group, or have you toured as a solo artist too?
Well, it really depends on what part of my life you're talking about. When I toured, it was months on end on the road, and that was a different thing. That was a different band. It was a different time of my life.
Okay.
Yeah, it's touring now is.
Well,
yeah, I mean, I'll be really honest with you. I mean, first off, nobody's working right now. We all know that. Since COVID, nobody's touring, nobody's working. From the top all the way down. And then really when it came, let's say last year, for instance, we more or less kept our shows to Alberta. So there wasn't, I opened up for a gentleman called, his name is Chris Henderson. He's a very, very well-known country artist in Saskatchewan. Male Artist of the Year, like 3 years running, I think. Like fantastic artist. And I was very blessed to have him want me to open for him at his album release party. So but Lori and I, we did that as a solo. And my wife and I drove our big bus that we live in, and out we went, and we opened up for him in Saskatchewan. So we'll do those kind of things, kind of close to home. But we're certainly not touring Canada or anything like that. Really, I'll be honest with you, at my age now, I'm not a 20-year-old throw everything to the wind kid that just doesn't, I'll live off a craft dinner. Ain't gonna happen. So
craft dinner's so good though.
Oh, it is, but it doesn't put fuel in the tank, so there's got to be some money at the end of that, and really, you have to have those paying gigs. So really, we're concentrating on developing the act and the music, and recording, getting into the studio again. We've had 2019, beginning of 2019 and towards the end in January, we released our second single. So we had two singles out. And it's really about developing the brand in the Alberta country music scene. I was an unknown. I might be white-haired and been around the block a bunch of times, but when it came to country music in Alberta, nobody knew who I was. So yeah, so that's important. You have to work hard on showing people that you're serious about what you do, and getting to know folks. So it's we've been at that now for about a year and a half, really 2 years. Really working hard in that genre.
Yeah. Oh, and okay. So what genres have you done? Has it been, it was rock and roll for a while?
For years, yeah. For years it was rock and roll. And then and then it was when music came a calling again, and when I started really picking up songwriting again, as I mentioned earlier, it was finding that that rhythm in my life translating into songs. All of a sudden it came out more Americana. Yeah. And I'll be really honest with you. I mean, we're members of the Alberta Country Music Association and the Canadian Country Music Association. Our sound is, one song can kind of sound country and the next song sounds more Americana. And so it definitely has a kick in the butt. So
what's the difference
between Americana and country?
Okay, for those that of you who are watching, yes, please, because some people don't know the difference between the two. So let's give them a little lesson here. Oh,
sure. Okay, so Americana, let's use someone maybe like Tom Petty or something like that. If there's artists out there that are more singer-songwriter oriented, like Jason Isbell, who was a huge hero of mine. So that kind of storytelling that can have kind of country smatterings to it, but not be afraid to have a little bit of oomph behind it. So it's a traditional kind of Americana, kind of rocky country sound. Then there's country music, which is I don't write music that you're hearing on the radio today. I don't really write that kind of music, and maybe that'll be my end over the next couple of years. But it's I was let me
So
let me put it
maybe
this way.
like Kenny Rogers, like the old school.
No, not like that. I love Eric Church. I love and Eric certainly is on the radio. But I love all kinds of music. But the best way to explain me is my dad was very, very traditional country music. So Hank Snow, Johnny Horton, of course Johnny Cash and Hank Sr. and those guys. That was Dad. Then my mom was Simon and Garfunkel, the Beatles, the pop. So I was raised in this perfect, kind of melting pot of music. And so it kind of all comes out like that. So kind of country, poppy, rock, but definitely guitar driven. I mean, we're a guitar driven band.
Okay, that's cool. Where have you guys performed? Where are some of the biggest places you guys remember, and maybe some of the smaller places you guys have been to?
Well, our biggest gig last year was we headlined on Saturday night at the Strathmore Stampede on the Saturday night. And that was a big stage and a really big crowd. That was a lot of fun. So that was our biggest gig. We played the Southern Alberta Music Festival last year as well. That was a big one. Small ones, Gravity Espresso Bar, Half Hitch Brewing Company. I've also played places like the Ironwood, the Blues Can, those kind of, anywhere that'll have me. That little gift shop, that was a teeny weeny one.
Yeah. That's cute. That would be fun. That would be really cool. What do you think? What would you like to see you guys do over, like, let's say COVID is gone tomorrow. So what would you guys see yourselves be doing in like a year, or for yourself doing in a year?
Definitely we want to do at least 2 more songs. We record at MCC Studios with a wonderful team there. Dave Temple and Johnny Gasparic. And a lot of people, a lot of your listeners, if they know country music in Canada, they'll know Johnny's name and MCC. We've done our last 2 singles there. So we want to do at least a couple more songs, then have an EP that we can work from. And I think really the way this is evolving this year, we're going to have to do that because we're not going to be playing this winter. I think realistically, just my opinion, it's going to be next summer before you start seeing concerts again. And certainly by next summer, God willing, and COVID gone, we'll be playing festivals again and doing some stuff like that. That's what we want. So, I mean, long term, I want to break into some markets that are a little different, like Europe and Australia and stuff like that.
In Australia?
Yeah. You know, I'm looking at things a little. I don't know. I mean, everybody wants that sort of stuff, but I certainly want it, and I usually can kind of find my way to things that I want to do. So, and again, I mean, at this point now, it's not for the fame and fortune; it's for the experience and the love of doing it. And if I'm going to put this much effort into it, I want to go somewhere with my wife, and where we can go to Australia and play a couple of club gigs there and lay on the beach. You know, that's what it's all about. You know.
Yeah. Aw.
Yeah.
What are some famous people you've written for?
Famous people I've written for? Nobody. I've not written for anybody super famous. No. Mm-hmm. I've done some co-writes, and most of the writing.
Nobody. Nobody that we would know.
No. You know, different folks in the Songsmiths. And I tend to do 99.9% of all my writing on my own. I don't do a lot of co-writing. And that's something that, you know, would be really nice maybe later on as I get more well known in this genre, that I think honestly, if that's my passion, is the songwriting, and if someone hears something that they really like and it speaks to them, as Willie Nelson said, every song is for sale. So yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair enough. What do you think has been your biggest struggle through your music career?
I think being at ease with me. I think when I was younger, I wanted to, and I see this in, you know what, I've seen it in the last couple of years within my own music community that I'm in, with some very few, how can I say this without offending anybody, and nobody's going to know who I'm talking about, but I've seen some young people kind of get really, really frustrated because it doesn't come to them right away. And I make no excuse about my age or what I've done. I think that my stories and my life story make me a better songwriter and a better storyteller. And I think being at ease with myself now and just going, as long as I'm playing music, as long as I'm writing songs, you know, let me put it this way. So January, my wife and I winter in Arizona. We have a place. I just noticed my hair just went all mental. My wife and I have a place in Arizona, and we were there for 5 weeks. And anyway, so our single came out in January. January 19th or something like that. So I flew home, flew back to Canada, and we did a radio tour. And then it all kind of ended at the end of that radio tour with the ACMA Awards. So it was a whirlwind week of what I had to do.
Okay.
And we hit a ton of radio stations. And so honestly, you know, it's really cool to say, ooh, I did a radio tour, and ooh, I was on the radio. But my favorite part of all of that was in a bunch of those radio stations, we would go on and we'd do our interview, we'd sing our single, Bored and Young. Call your local radio station and ask for it. And we would do that song, and then we'd come out, and I would ask if I could play another song for the staff. And I don't know if a lot of artists do that. And what I did was the staff, so the you know, the person that was on the phone and the person that was in sales or the news dude or gal or whatever, they'd all come out in the lobby, and I would sing them another song that wasn't, maybe in my brain, wasn't ever going to be on radio. It was more of a storytelling song. And and so what was so gratifying, this sounds terrible, what was so gratifying is that song moved some people to tears in different radio stations. And so, you know, you've written this song, this other song, that's specifically for radio. So you bring in the musicians to play on your song that are recognized and have a reputation, and it's very calculated, and you spend a ton of money on it, and you have that happen. But then you take your guitar and you sit down on a chair in the lobby and you sing a song that you know is never going to be on radio, but it will move some people to tears because it touches them. That to me is the most success that I've ever had as a songwriter. And I've been on some big stages, I played in front of a lot of people, and I've had some wonderful things happen in my life, but that is the most satisfying to me. And you froze.
Yeah. I know we've been kind of glitching a little bit back and forth, and I'm trying to get the conversation, and I'm still trying to keep it going. So
you're doing well.
We'll do the best we can. Trying to make sure we're going with the flow.
Yeah.
But I love that story, moving everyone to tears, and it's that is so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I was gonna ask. There's just like so much going through my head now. I'm just like, oh, there's just too much. But
No,
do you guys do you like to play like nursing homes, and do you do like little things like that too?
No, I don't play any nursing homes. Um, that's not to say I wouldn't. It it's no. It's I love coffee houses and intimate settings like that. And breweries are a lot of
Yeah.
fun. They're neat.
But just like for fun, like if you,
I wouldn't say no to a gig. I probably would never say no to a gig. I don't know if we connected there or not. Uh,
no, you said no to something.
I said no. I said I probably would never say no to a gig. So nursing homes really isn't a place that I hear my music. So you might, yeah, I don't think my music would really, I don't think it would convey very well in a senior center. Certainly in folk festivals, that sort of thing. And again, like it's neat how the music can kind of it doesn't necessarily have to be a country festival. It can be a different setting. When you take a full band and you're just blasting, you're rocking, you've got all those instruments. Well, that's kind of catered to that one thing. But then the minute you break that same song down to just your acoustic guitar,
Yeah.
it can be a different scenario. But the lyric content and the sort of the stories that I'm telling,
Okay.
kind of have an audience that I'm targeting.
Okay. So, how many festivals have you played at before?
Over the years, or last year, or I've gone from being
Yeah,
I've
over
gone,
the years, like
oh
how
my
many
gosh,
do you think?
I don't know, lots of clubs. You know, if you start adding the miles up from when I was playing full time on the road and all that stuff, I have no idea. Lots.
Okay, what's your favorite festival to do?
I really like the Southern Alberta Music Festival. It's in Aspen Crossing, in a little place called Mossley, and some really great artists have played there. Drew Gregory plays there every year. Renegade Station plays there every year. Really great acts. Mariah Stokes played there. They have really good acts that come through. Last year was really cool. They had 2 stages going. So one act would play on one stage, and the second that act was done, they'd fire up the second stage. So the music was absolutely continuous the entire time. And they have a real kick-ass campground there. It's all kind of train themed, like it's all trains, which is really neat. Beautiful campground, wonderful pub, restaurants, so really good food. And it's a really cool place, and it's very family orientated and really well run. So that's I love that one. That's really cool. And it's close to home.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, can I bug you to play a little something? I know you don't have your guitar with you,
No,
but if you could play a little something.
sure. I'll give it a try. Well, I'm at my daughter's house in Lethbridge. My wife and I have been here doing landscaping. We built a deck and sod and all this stuff. So there's this really nasty guitar that it's actually my old guitar, but it was a little practice thing, but it's nasty. So I'll try playing something for you. Okay?
Okay. Perfect.
All right.
Okay.
It's
Oh, this is me. I like to put people on the spot because I think it's important to see how artists work under pressure.
well, the pressure is okay. Okay, this is just a fun little song that I wrote kind of about when I first saw my wife. I talk about her a lot, and it's not just because I'm sucky. She's my girl, and anyway, so I
Oh,
knew way before she ever liked me. I knew that I was going to marry her. I just knew it from the first time I ever saw her, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun to write a little ditty?
aw.
So this is not a deep song.
Okay.
Okay, so we gotta kind of let me remember. Can you hear that?
Okay.
Ain't
Yeah.
ever gonna be the one to break your heart. Yeah, baby, I'm as solid as a rock. Tell your mama and your girlfriends to book the church right now. I got the limo parked outside right on your block. I'll drive through red lights, earthquakes, and Oklahoma rain. To prove to you that I'm the one. I'll be your best friend, your main squeeze, your king of rock and roll. Yeah, baby, I'm the one. There ain't no question, I'm the one. So grab that white dress, those nice shoes, that perfect matching bag. Something bold, something new, and something new. Tell your daddy that you're happy and watch him when he cries. And I hope your grandma ain't afraid to fly. I'll drive through red lights, earthquakes, and Oklahoma rain. That I'm the one. I'll be your best friend, your main squeeze, your king rock and roll. Yeah, baby, I'm the one. Oh, there ain't no question, I'm the one. Hey! Shoes that perfect matching bag. Something borrowed, something blue, and something new. Tell your daddy that you're happy and watch him when he cries. And I hope your grandma ain't afraid to fly. I drive through red lights, earthquakes, and Oklahoma rain. You're that I'm the one. I'll be your best friend, I may squeeze your king rock and roll. There ain't no question I'm the one. There ain't no question I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one.
And you were the one.
She was the one. That's enough for that guitar.
Yay! Oh, don't put that away yet.
Oh.
What is... No! You're so good. This is awesome. What is like the last song that you guys recorded?
Oh, that'd be Bored and Young, our last single.
Yeah. Was it the two of you, or do you think you could play it?
Oh, I could play it. I could play it. Now, the trick is going to be... well, it's going to be tricky because in this song, it's in a really different key. Woo!
Yeah. All right. That's a challenge.
In the main street nowhere, buying nickel cigarettes. Some were sweltered in pain and box, those fading silhouettes. We were 16 and in love. She met me where we fell in love. We spent all night on that phantom sand, across the line in that forbidden land. Bored and young, bored and young. My first drinks, man, they make me sick. Throw down the family stairs. Told my daddy I'd swear it off. At 52, I finally quit. My buddies and I, we smoked that smoke. We played a rock and roll loud. And Seagull killed us with his gold band. Cross the line in that forbidden land. Bored and young, bored and young, bored and Oh, we beat the odds and the chances of making it through. And here we are, we're standing living proof, standing living proof that my buddies and I, we smoked that smoke, we played our rock and roll loud, and bombed seeds and killed slippers for the band. Cross the line, we're back forbidden land, but ain't on, but ain't on, but ain't on, but ain't on. Oh my.
Yay!
You're killing me.
Well, you know, gotta
wrong
keep you
key.
busy over there, because it was still good. It was really good.
Normally
When
there's
you
a capo
when
up
you
around
play, no one's gonna know.
here. Nah.
So when you play your little coffee houses, is there like, do people ask for requests?
Depends if they've seen me before. You know, some people have their favorite songs for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the most requested song?
I guess Limousine, a song called Voices. Limousine gets played a lot. There's a lot of songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will you play that for us?
Okay, I'll do.
Yeah. Okay. Could you play Limousine for us? Because that would be amazing. All right.
Yeah.
Yay.
I'll
Isn't he great?
I'll do.
He's so wonderful.
I'll do one more.
Kevin, everyone. Okay. And then you guys go like his Facebook page, because Kevin K and the band.
Kevin K Band. KevinKBand.com.
Oh, Kevin K and the band. There we go. Make sure you guys go follow him. He's amazing. Okay, let's hear.
All right, here we go. I'll try. You got to understand, this thing is like, I think it came from maybe Korea or something about 80 years ago. It's got a neck on it like this.
That's so cool.
Huge. All right, here, we'll give it a try.
After this song, I want to know the history of that guitar.
Oh, there is no history on this one. This is just a piece of junk. My other guitar, if we do this again, my other guitar is got a lot of history. My main guitar, acoustic guitar, is called the Killer, and it's 47 years old now. 46, 47 years old now. It's one of the most amazing sounding guitars I've ever played, and it looks like Willie Nelson's guitar. It's all beat up, and but that guitar, we could do a whole show on that guitar, and it's at home right now, safe and sound.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
All right, we'll give this a try.
All right, Limousine. Let's go.
Baby, on my limousine, in every side of movie scene, but I don't think I belong starring with you. Baby, on my rock and roll, your shaking round moves my soul, but I don't think I can sing duets with you. When that too good to be true is way too good for me and for you, we'll take all we can. Just remember me, and I'll try to forget all of you. Baby, you're the best I've ever seen. Now I don't think I'm ever gonna be as broken as I am now, leaving you. We're not too good to be true. It's way too good for me and for you. We'll take all we can. Just remember me, and I'll try to forget all of you. Whoa, true. Oh, it's way too good for me and for you. We'll take all we can. Just remember me, and I'll try to forget all of you. All of you. All of you, all of you.
Oh, so good,
Thank
so
you.
good.
I think I forgot.
I need to see you like. Don't tell anyone. Do you like Garth Brooks?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
What's your
I love
favorite
Garth
song
Brooks.
of Garth Brooks?
Oh, probably The Dance, for sure. It's just so romantic and beautiful. Yeah. I think my favorite country artist, for sure, is Kip Moore, current country artist. I love Kip Moore.
I saw Kip Moore last year.
Yeah, he's killer. He's great, and he's so hunky.
Right? I did. No, he was here for the Calgary Stampede last year, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
So amazing. Yeah. Wow. Do you know any Kip Moore songs?
Nope.
No. Okay.
No,
what
I don't
about
do,
the
I don't
Garth
do cover
Brooks
songs.
song?
I don't do cover songs.
No. Okay.
Nope.
What's like another favorite song that you could just do one more song for us?
Oh.
I know. I'm squeezing in all the songs that I can because you're so good. It's my own little personal concert. I love it.
Yeah, it is. You're getting off. Lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have a pick for this one. All right, I'm gonna try. I don't have a pick. I'm gonna try a really tricky one. Okay, and it's a fun song. It's not very deep. Okay, so here's the deal. I wanted to write a song that had really weird girls' names. Okay, so
okay.
The time delay is so weird. So I went on Google.
I know.
I went on the Google, and so I came up with these names. So now the chorus is, oh my gosh, this is going to be hard. So, hang on. Okay, so it's Navia.
Okay.
Navia, Violina. Okay, those are the first two names. But then the chorus is Alamina, Oceana, Allegrina, Delcia. Alamina, Oceana, Allegrina, Delcia.
It's gonna be good.
Okay, this is hard. So this is a song.
Yeah.
So this is a song about a guy, and all the girls that ever loved him break up with him. But he just loves women. He just can't help himself. And he doesn't care because he loves women so much.
He's a player.
Sophia was the girl that stole my heart. A Violina was the one that got the house and the car. Oh, Alameda, Oceana, Alagrina, Desiana, some of the few that saw me come and let me love them, took me in and ruled me over. It's crazy but true that all you pretty girls, I'm crazy for you. Karina was as wild as the Mexican nights. Serena was a saint with the white light. Oh, Alameda, Oceana, Alagrina, Desiana are some of the few that saw me come and let me love them, took me in and rolled me over. It's crazy but true that all you pretty girls, I'm crazy for you. Oh, I love the one to ever complain about anything I've gone through. You come and you go, but I know better man for loving everyone of you. Oh yeah! Oh, Alameda, Desiana, Alagrina, Oceana are some of the few that saw me come and let me love them, took me in and run me over. It's crazy but true that all you pretty girls, yeah, all you pretty girls, I'm crazy for you. Oh, Alagrina, Desiana, Alagrina, Desiana. Oh, screwed up the last one.
Hey!
Alameda, Oceana, Alagrina, Desiana.
Aw, that's so awesome.
Alameda, Oceana, Alagrina, Desiana. Yeah.
Oh, I can't even. Alameda, Oceana.
Alagrina, Desiana.
Too much.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you had all those kids and you had to name them all like that?
Yeah. I liked it because it just kind of rolled together. But you gotta, if I get distracted,
It'd be crazy. I couldn't keep up with all those.
Yeah. My problem is usually when I'm singing and I'm trying to remember lyrics, I'll think of something really weird at the same time, like, oh, I've got stuff in the laundry, in the dryer, and then I'll totally forget the lyrics. It's, yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Alagrina.
Me too.
Yeah. Alameda, Oceana, Alagrina, Desiana. Okay, guitar's gone.
Okay, well, say that 10 times fast, everyone, and you got yourself tongue. Okay, that's fine. That's okay, because we'll probably wrap up now anyway, but it was so nice meeting you on Saturday, and it was just like so cool that you were able to come on tonight, because my original guest, he had like this whole Zoom meeting and everything, and he's like